They have no aeroplane, no boat. Monkeys, they have to jump the ocean.
But then they had to cross the sea. They went to the edge of the water and discussed matters. How can we cross the sea, enter Lanka, see Sita, and return? Anxiety and fear overwhelmed them. Angada said no matter how hard the task, one should never lose courage. Courage is the key to success. To lose heart is to lose everything. Then he asked each one of his followers to state truly the maximum length that he could jump. "O Vanara warriors," he said, "much have I heard from Sugriva of your prowess. Your strength and your enterprise are beyond dispute. We should fulfill this task. We cannot return to Kishkindha without seeing Sita. That is certain. It is better for us to end our lives here than to be slain in disgrace by the king. Therefore tell me, one by one, the longest jump you have the strength and courage to attempt." Gaja said modestly, "I can jump 10 yojanas. Gavaksha said, "I can do 20. Another Vanara leader claimed he could do 30. And so each improved on the figure of the other. At last Jambavan, the oldest of the warriors, spoke. "I am old now and infirm, yet I would gladly spend myself to fulfill the king's command. But what will mere devotion avail if not seconded by strength? I think I can manage 90 yojanas, but this is not enough to cross the sea and reach Lanka. I can only regret my lost youth." The Yuvaraja himself said, "I can do 100 yojanas and reach Lanka, I have no doubt. But I wonder whether I shall have the strength for another jump of equal
But
length."
he made very great, 780 miles he can jump, a good flight, 90 years.
But it's still at this level. "I wonder whether I shall have the strength for another jump of equal length for the return journey." Jambavan answered, "O Prince, you need not doubt your strength. Your prowess is as great as Vali's. Yet it is not proper for the crown prince to undertake this task, while there are others to do it under his orders. It is neither statesmanlike nor safe for a king to act directly." Then Jambavan cast an appraising and admiring look at Hanuman, who had sat apart, listening to the talk, but saying nothing. "I feel that the son of Vayu, sitting there in silence, is the one best fitted by strength and skill to do this deed," said the old Vanara.
You are settled to know Varna.
And walked up to Hanuman and brought him to their midst. Addressing Hanuman in the hearing of the myriads of gloomy Vanaras, Jambavan said, "O warrior, learned in all branches of knowledge, why are you sitting silent and apart? You are the equal of King Sugriva, are you not? In strength and splendor, do you not surpass all the rest of us? Why, are you not the equal of Ram and Lakshman themselves? I have seen Garuda, the king of birds, crossing the sea. The might of your shoulders is not less than that of Garuda's wings. You are not inferior to the son of Vinatha in strength or speed, but you are not aware of your own prowess and intelligence. There is no equal to you in the whole world. Anjana, your mother, was a maiden among the goddesses above. By the curse of a rishi she was born as a Vanari. One day, while she was wandering carefree on a mountain slope, Vayu saw her beauty and fell in love with her and embraced her. She was wroth. 'Who are you, O wicked one?' she asked, 'who dares insult me?' The wind god answered, 'Be not angry. Your body is not tainted by my touch and loses not its virgin purity. Not in body, but in my heart's desire did I embrace you. And out of this ethereal embrace a child will be born to you, equal to me in strength and vigor. He will be the mightiest and most intelligent among the Vanaras. Thus did the wind god pacify Anjana. When you were a little child, O Hanuman, you imagined the rising sun to be a fruit and flew towards it in order to pluck it. Seeking your effortless and fearless flight, Indra, king of the gods, became concerned for the sun's safety and hurled his thunderbolt at you. Struck down by it, you fell on a mountain, and your right jaw was broken. Enraged by this, your father, the wind god, stopped his movements and stood still. All living creatures became breathless and felt strangled in the stillness. The gods begged Vayu to lay aside his anger and showered blessings on you. Brahma and Indra gave you boons. No weapon can slay you. Death can only come to you at your will and not otherwise. You are immortal.
Hanuman was the same hero. He kept sun for 6 months in his mouth. He was very naughty, very tremendously, putting mountain from one place to another. The Rishi gave him curse that you are too naughty. In one day he carried on the whole mountain on which all rishis were sitting, and he put somewhere else. So they told him, they are funny fellows. They gave him curse that, okay, you will forget your power. You cannot do all these things. You will live like an ordinary creature. But you will remember, somebody remind you, then power will come back, otherwise not. Because God came back over this curse. What you do? This is the son of prana. You cannot curse him for good. Then they took curse back, conditional that curse will be back if somebody remind him of his power. Then he will regain all power back, because the gods remind that you are cursing him. He is born to serve a great battlefield in Rama's place. You have curse. He cannot do anything. So Rishi took curse back. That condition is somebody reminds him, then he will get back.
But until this time he's not been reminded.
No, not at all. Not at all. He was sitting there listening. He cannot do anything till he reminds anybody. That is the power of our mind. The mind, what we are doing after reading, we are reminding, thou art that, thou art that, thou art the same thing. Hanuman is the mind, divine mind, not worldly mind. Hanuman is that mind which carries on the shoulder God and Jivatman both. That is the mind. Ego, divine ego. Because over that business depends on God. One shoulder Brahma, other shoulder Jivatman, both on the shoulder of Hanuman. One tail belongs to Brahma and face belongs to the world. The battlefield, the beauty is it is the ego, need liberation, not God. Who am I? So that divine mind, cosmic, one side attached to the relative world, other side to Brahma, is Hanuman, which kept sun in 6 months in his mouth, means these 6 sensations. Very powerful story. It is son of Vayu, prana, because the mind is the way we are prana, cosmic.
That's why it's called great jaws or something? Is that what it means?
Hanuman means great jaw. This are definitely. Hanuman. Hanu means jaw, man.
Born of Anjana and begotten of the spirit of the wind god, you are equal to him in splendor, intelligence, and power. But for all your strength, you are virtuous and modest. You alone can help us fulfill Ram's purpose. Crossing the sea is no hard task for you. This great army of Vanaras, struggling in a sea of distress, you should rescue. You who can cross the sea should not leave your power unused. Increase your stature. You are the equal of Garuda. Once I too was strong like you and traversed the globe 21 times. At the churning of the ocean of milk, I fetched herbs from the 4 quarters at the bidding of the gods. But now I am old and weak. You are the sole hope of the Vanaras. O son of Anjana, we beg you, noble one, with your heritage of divine strength, delay no further. Realize your true strength and spring forward. Like Trivikrama, you can cross the sea at a single jump. Do it and end our troubles. The aged Jambavan thus praised Hanuman, reminded him of his strength, and roused his dormant courage. At once Hanuman's form began to swell like the sea in high tide. Even as the Vanaras were watching him, the son of Vayu grew in size. The radiance of his body filled Angada and his companions with wonder and joy. From now on, Hanuman is the hero of the Ramayana. The devotees of Vishnu lovingly call him the junior servant of Hari. The senior servant is Garuda, who is always with Vishnu in personal attendance. How the junior servant of Hari ended the grief of Sita, destroyed by fire the city of Ravana, and returned to the Lord and told him, "Found I have Sita," we shall now proceed to relate. Reminded of his might by Jambavan, Hanuman was now determined to fulfill Ram's purpose, and with fervor he uttered his faith. "May your words come true. Flying through the sky and alighting in Lanka, I shall see Janaki, I have no doubt. I shall return and bring you good news. To take the jump, I must press my foot hard against the earth. This hill may stand it," he said, and climbed up the Mahendra hill. There for a while he threw his whole strength into his foot and walked a few steps. The creatures in the hill could not endure it and came out. Standing on the hill, Hanuman looked at the sea and directed his yoga-concentrated mind towards Lanka. He said to himself, "I shall search and find Sita. I shall fly in the sky and cross the sea." With this resolve he offered worship and prayer to Surya, Indra, Vayu, Brahma, and all creation. Then, facing east, he made obeisance to his father Vayu, and magnifying his frame still further, turned towards the south. He pressed the hill with his feet and struck it with his hands. At this impact, the flowers fell from the trees and covered the hill. Squeezed irresistibly by the pressure of his feet, the hill threw out springs of water, like the rut flowing down the cheeks of the elephant. Many-colored veins of ore burst out of the rock. From the caves the beasts emerged with panic-stricken outcries. Hooded serpents emitting venom bit the rock, and sparks flew out. The hair of Hanuman's body stood on end, and he roared and lashed his tail on the ground. He contracted his hind parts, held his breath, pressed down his feet, folded his ears, and stiffened his muscles. Then with a roar of triumph he rose into the sky, and like Garuda flew with the speed of Ram's arrow. With the momentum of his speed, many trees were uprooted and followed in his wake. Like friends who speed a parting guest, they accompanied him a little way, showering down their flowers, and dropped. One by one, the trees that followed Hanuman fell into the sea like the mountains which of old were pursued by Indra and denuded of their wings. Covered with bright-colored flowers, the sea shone like the sky with its stars. Hanuman's arms, with their outspread hands as he flew through the sky, appeared like two five-headed cobras. He seemed to swallow the sky as he flew forward. His eyes glistened like mountain forests on fire. His red nose shone like the evening sun. His huge frame spanned the sky like an enormous comet. The air roared as he sped past. Beneath him his shadow traveled like a ship on the sea. It looked as though a huge mountain with wings was flying in the sky. Hidden at times by clouds and again emerging from them, he shone like the moon sailing across the sky. The Gandharvas showered flowers. The Devarishis blessed him. With courage equal to every occasion, with foresight, skill, and resolution, Hanuman met and survived the trials on the way. Shooting up suddenly from the sea, a mighty mountain rose and stood in his way. Hanuman struck it with his chest, and the Mainaka mountain yielded like a cloud struck by the wind. The mountain said, "My son, I am Mount Mainaka. the kind ocean bade me help Shri Ram, the descendant of the Sagara race. The ocean is an old friend of that race. In honor of that ancient association, stay here on me for a while. You will fulfill Ram's purpose all the better for this rest. When Indra struck with his thunder all the hills, I fled from his persecution and hid myself in the ocean and survived. The ocean who gave me shelter now bids me help you. The sons of Sagara dug and deepened the ocean. Did not your father Vayu help me to escape from Indra's thunderbolt and find sanctuary in the sea? Both the ocean and myself will be pleased if you will accept my hospitality and rest here for a while. But Hanuman could not yield to Mainaka's importunity and said politely, I cannot stop, my friend. I have no time to lose. My vow to fulfill Ram's purpose permits no delay. Your kind words are enough to please me. He stroked the mountain affectionately with his hand and took his leave. Later a huge form stood in his way and said, Enter my mouth. I have been without food for a long time and am eagerly waiting for you. And the monster opened his mouth wide like a cave. Hanuman answered, I am bent on doing Ram's purpose. Do not stop me. Impossible, said the monster. You must enter my mouth. Hanuman thought quickly and decided what to do. Step by step, he made his body grow bigger and bigger. The Rakshasa form, which had been assumed by Surasa, the Naga maiden, opened its mouth correspondingly wider and wider. When the mouth...
It was very competition. As she make mouth and monkey make double body, then she make another double, he make another double. This competition start in space.
When the mouth was thus enormously wide, all of a sudden Hanuman contracted his body into a speck, and darting through the demon's mouth and body, came out again and resumed his former normal shape. He then laughed and said, You have had your wish, mother. I have entered your mouth. What more do you need?
This is very great wisdom. This is life. When you see in life, sometimes the more you try to overpower, the more things become double. You have to be tiny. You cannot fight with a hero who can double power more than you. Hanuman was very wise. He began to fight first. But he realized that he make 1 mile, then she make 2 miles, she make 2 miles, monkey make 4 miles, then she make 8 miles. He realized that competition will last whole life. And instead of telling demon, he told his mother what to do. Mother, I bow down. Your promise was to eat me up. I went through your mouth and I came through nose back. He took tiny form. His wisdom. Instead of taking fighting, he took tiny form. Into through mouth, came through nose back. Mother, your promise is completed. You want to eat me up. I was in your mouth. And she became happy.
And the Naga goddess blessed him, saying, Your efforts will be crowned with success. I did this at the bidding of the gods who wanted to test you. Ram's purpose, which you seek to serve, will assuredly triumph.
It is not necessary in life to become strong with everybody. Some are very great, you have to bow down. If you make her, you will be no more. And some are need slap. With one slap, you get out. Nichan kutan devan pujan. If they are mean, you hit them. If you are God, you bow down. You cannot fight. Man has to see his problem by two ends. Here Hanuman is presented. He is a great hero. But realize that heroism will not work. The lady has double power. If he continue that, she will continue double. Just surasha padana badhava, tas duguna kapi rupa dikhava. As monkey is expanding his body by power of yoga, so she also knows power. Monkey does not have alone one power. They realize that it cannot be done anything. So he took tiny form.
This was not the last of his trials. As he was flying in the sky, for no reason which he could discover, he found his speed obstructed, and he suffered like a ship against a contrary wind.
Now reaching in demon kingdom, so Ravana had their installation of all powers to detect enemy and to take him down in the ocean. Nobody can go.
Radar operating.
Yeah, that began to operate. Stop his speed and all installation inside the ocean. You will not find only modern scientific. You read in all this thing written very lovely, that crossing the boundary, reaching to Lanka, there is a magnetic forces. You cannot go further. Everything will be taken down, including your plane and your enemy.
Some mighty force, he felt, was holding him and dragging him down. He looked up and down and on all four sides. Then he discovered the cause. It was a huge she-demon in the sea, holding him by his shadow below, arresting his speed and dragging him down. The demon, holding him by his shadow, said, "Come, come, long have I been waiting for you. No longer can I bear my hunger." And she opened her mouth like a cave. At once Hanuman entered her mouth and ripped a way out through her entrails and emerged. The demon died and sank down in the water. Like the full moon emerging from an eclipse, Hanuman shone in the sky and resumed his journey, thus surviving many trials with the help of his subtle wit, courage, and strength. He flew across the ocean and approached the coast of Lanka, covered with plantain and coconut trees. On the shore of the island he saw groves and mountains and forests and the mouths of rivers. Hanuman saw the wealth of Ravana's kingdom and the beauty of the fortified city. "I have reached my destination," said Hanuman to himself. "Now, without letting the Rakshasas know who or what I am, I must search the place and find out where Sita is kept." He reduced his huge form to the size of a normal monkey and alighted on a hilltop in Lanka.
You will find in the Hanuman's jump all 8 power written in supernatural and yoga. All power he exercised. To become mighty like the mountain, become tiny like mosquito, and becoming again monkey. Very great powers he had. All perfection of yoga.
Siddhis that Murphy was talking about.
Yeah, Siddhi, 8 Hanuman. All 8 Siddhi is shown. That he entered in a city, he threw a mosquito flower. The lady was carrying on flower. Through that flower he entered into king's 10-headed demon's palace inside. So person who can take all these powers, these are supernatural power of yoga, Anima, Mahima, Garima, Lakima. You see in the Hanuman.
That's the end of that chapter.
Okay, put sign.
Some of us are addicted to stories.
Yeah. Many temples are built in India, as many temples as Rama for Hanuman. Tulsidas was very great devotee of Hanuman.
Hanuman, extraordinary figure, captures the
Kirti Naivan क्वाप्यविकारिणस्ति विनाहमध्यासममुष्य संसृतिः There cannot be pain and misery for you. How it can be? Can there be possibility, origination of darkness from the sun? How it can be? Impossible. Birth, death, growth, all are impossible. The omnipresent light, how it can go into any birth and death, suffering. So, sada eka rupasya, the cognition in you does not go into any change. The changes are the movement of ego. See? The experience, it is standing there. Sada eka rupasya, always same form. But still we feel fluctuations, opposition. Chit atmano, its body is cognition, not the skeleton. We feel just opposite skeleton. Vibho, it is omnipresent, but we feel located in the body. See, our feelings are different. It is vibho, omnipresent. You are not present only in this body, but present in everybody's body. Why I do not feel that? Because I am tied up with one body. I am tied up, I cannot come out. So if I cannot come out with one body, and if I am feeling in another body also, that will be too much trouble. Then he will be in two bodies. He who can come out of his own body, he will not be involved with anybody's body. That is the whole thing, if we can know how to come out of this one body. To come out of one body is impossible. Ananda Murti, you are embodiment of bliss. You have not borrowed happiness from anywhere. You are begging now happiness and bliss from God. Cannot miss. Story very unusual. You are begging. One side he tells king, other side he is begging. Anavadde kirti, the kirti, the radiation of this light is anavad. Means faultless, blameless. Kwapi te avikarinaha, avikarina te kwapi anyatha. Avikarina te amusya anyatha sanskriti nasti. You are naturally faultless, blameless, pure. How you can come in this miserable condition except identifying with something else? That is the only thing. Blameless, faultless, absolutely pure, still suffering. What can we answer except identity with wrong thing? There is no other answer. Okay?
But for thy identification with that egoism, there can never be any transmigration for thee who art immutable and eternally the same, the knowledge absolute, omnipresent, the bliss absolute, and of untarnished glory.
Sadaika rupa asya chidatmano vibhu.
Sadaika rupa asya chidatmano vibhu.
Ananda murti ranavadya kirti.
Ananda murti ranavadya kirti.
Naivanyatha kvapyavikarinaste.
Naivanyatha kvapyavikarinaste.
Vina Ahamadhyasamamuse sansritihi.
Ahamadhyasamamuse sansriti.
For transmigration, repeated births and deaths, there is no other cause than the identity of Atman with this ego sense. Your essential nature is consciousness. Bliss, Ananda is your birthright. Yours is the untarnished glory, Anavadya Kirti, ever effulgent. You are the one at all times, without any modification. There is no reason why you should stupidly suffer so much and so continuously. Shankara is advising the disciple here, you are that, Tattvamasi. You are suffering because of your own agitations. The agitations are caused by the ego in you. In the gross and subtle projections, the idea I am this is the only cause that makes you suffer. Hence give up this tragic and ruinous ego sense, ahankara. Sadaika-rupasya chidatmano vibho.
Sadaika-rupasya chidatmano vibho.
Anandamurti anavadya kirti.
Anandamurti anavadya kirti.
Naivanyatha kvapya vikarinasti.
Naivanyatha kvapya vikarinasti.
Vinahamadhyasamamuse sansritihi.
Vinahamadhyasamamuse sansriti.
Tasmadahankaramimam swashatrum.
Tasmadahankaramimam swashatrum.
Bhoktur gale kantakavat pratitam.
Bhoktur gale kantakavat pratitam.
Vichhinde vijnana mahasinasphutam.
Vichhindya vijnanamasinasutam.
Pungshvatma samrajya sukham yathestam.
Pungshvatma samrajya
Sukham yathestam. Tasmat. Therefore, imam ahankaram imam susatrum, your first class enemy is your ego. Nobody else. All are the byproduct of this ego. And this is always in us. Tasmat, therefore, imam ahankaram susatrum, this powerful enemy. Number one. Bhokturu gale kantakavat pratitam, it is shining like a thorn in the center of your neck. Always. Little mistake, yes. It is a cancer in the throat. You cannot swallow anything happily. Vichhidde, cut it down. Vijnana mahasina, by the sword of knowledge, bliss. Then Atma Samrajya Sukham, enjoyment of the kingdom of Atman. Atheistam bhunksha, enjoy happily your kingdom. This is the cancer in the throat. You can be happy as long as you do not breathe, do not drink, do not eat. Can you live without that? You have to breathe, therefore pain. You have to eat, pain. You have to drink, that time will be pain. So if you can live without breathing, without eating, without drinking, without talking, then this cancer will not bother you. But that is impossible. So this cancer we have to take care of it. Yes, please.
Therefore, destroying this egoism, thy enemy which appears like a thorn sticking in the throat of the man, taking his meal, with the great sword of realization, enjoy directly and freely the bliss of thy own empire, the majesty of the Atman.
Yathistam, as much as you wish. Yathistam, as much as you wish. Yatha ishtam, as you wish. Ishtam, wish. The teacher is now suggesting a simple throat operation. If a thorn is sticking in the throat, one cannot appreciate any food, which otherwise one could have enjoyed. Bhokturu gale, in the throat of the man who eats drink, kantakavat prathetam, it's cancer, which is like a thorn in the throat of man who is eating, enjoy directly and freely by bliss of your own domain, the majesty of Atman. So the ego is like a thorn in the throat of an eater. Hunger is there, food also is there ready, but the hungry one cannot eat. Because the painful thorn is in the throat. I don't know if you have seen some patient with cancer from the tongue to the throat. The cancer of your esophagus. Now they brought surgery, they can remove this part completely, can put artificial. Even the stomach, this is gone completely, cannot eat, they put tube here and funnel. Through that put the tomato soup and other thing. I have seen and working with those patients. The old lady always we have a tube hanging, rubber tube, by taking time comes a funnel like thing. She drop tomato soup, juice, crush it. What to do? Life is there. Completely throat is gone. In my young age of when I was doctor, I have this type of hobby to take all impossible cases. I can never forget those days. Anybody denies that, I have to take it to taste what I can do. And no doubt there was great blissful blessings of divine, it works. But later on I realized it was not me. And my teacher gave me warning that don't do that. You are taking other person's karmas on your head. This is the product of karma. What you can do? God cannot do. Help everybody, but don't go into serious business. You take other sickness on your head and you suffer. Remain doctor. Don't be patient. Then you can help. So, this is cancer. And from here till what he can eat. He cannot drink, he cannot eat. Always good to give intravenous fluid. Keep him then evening time again, noon time again. Glucose you can give. Some other protein. Very dangerous. Only he is writing, I think he was not doctor to experience all pain, but still I can tell his writing is very powerful. Very powerful, remarkably what experience he has. Writer. Similarly, the bliss of the infinite is everywhere present. We fail to enjoy, to recognize it. Simply because of the ego sense in us. To remove this ego, an operation has to be done. I remember one case so rejected by everybody, and I brought him in my private clinic. I cut it down all things. And again came. Again I cut it down. Again it came. I said, it is just like a head of 10-headed demon. You remove completely, he becomes quite okay. Again it comes. Exactly the same. Cancer, growth. You cut from here, it grows again in the same form within 1 month. Ultimately, I bowed down. I said, dear, you go somewhere else. I don't think I know any answer. That thing only I can do. Ultimately it became up to here, so I have to cut the whole mouth. I said, that I don't want to do. You go, I'm sorry. This cannot be done. He died with that. This is cancer of tongue, cancer of throat, cancer of esophagus. Any cancer is dangerous, but cancer of throat is so really powerful. You cannot A young boy, about 16, that's the greatest mistake I did. I was a student in those days, took that case to my gurus, who were doctors, and so they told me. They shook their head. No, they cannot do it. He has to go to cancer specialist hospital. They also could not do anything. But I decided that, okay, for one night he can sleep here, where I was residing in hostel. I can never forget, oh my goodness, that night. When he was breathing up to 500 feet, nobody can sleep. Such a tremendous sound. All students came at night. Sir, what have you decided? I never knew this calamity will come on my head. Mid 1 o'clock student came, sir, I'm tired. Neither I can study nor I can sleep. See such a sound, whole section, such a vibration. With polite, and I have to take him on the bank of Ganga, and nobody was there. His father and him, sorry, what to do? I don't mind, but a student here, they will cut my head. Now it is becoming too much. Everybody came, sir, what have you decided? Nor we can study, nor we can sleep. Sleep. Such a sound was going on, too much. Father also realized, okay, no, doctor, you help me. And I realized this is part of, not sickness, it seems part of karma. We try our best. They took to a special cancer hospital. There he died. Death in such a case is the bliss. But psychologically, in our case, exactly this is the same. There is a cancer hanging in our throat. And that the cancer of ego. Krishnamurti's total speech ends here, no self. See the beauty? No self, it is hallucination. And he advised, let us live as nothing. That is the final advice. Let us live as nothing. I do not exist in any form. And after that, whatever exists, that is bliss. It is me, Miss and Mr. So-and-so, this is the cancer. That is cancer giving us trouble. Because it is telling us, these are enemy, be careful from that. These are friends, love that. This created dualism and we are in trouble. Now we have reference and preference. The moment ego is there, there is a reference, preference. This you should do, this you should not do. See, that becomes problem. Once this ego, this surgery can be done with the instrument of the experience of reality. alone. Once this sense of ego is removed, we are at liberty to enjoy the empire of the self as we like. Atma Samrajya Sukham. All we have to do is to remove this little ego, the misconception that I am this body, a bundle of filth. At this moment in all our experience of life, this thorn sticks in our throat and makes it difficult for us to enjoy the bliss of Atma. Therefore, all our enjoyable experiences reach us as sorrowful and only. They come with happiness, they end with misery. That is our life. Tasmadahankaramimam susatrum.
Tasmadahankaramimam susatrum.
Bhokturugale kantakavat pratitam.
Bhokturugale kantakavat pratitam.
Vichede vijnana mahasinasputam.
Vichede vijnana mahasinasputam.
Pungshvatma samrajya sukham yathishtam.
Pungshvatma samrajya sukham yathishtam.
Very fine. Read all. Ahankare kartar
yamitimatim chasasa vikarapam yama pratipalajashi asti vimashi yadanya saprapta janani mritti jara dukkha bahula
Chinmurti tava sukhatano sansatiriyam sadayikarupasya chidatmano vibhu
anandamurte anavadyati
naivam yathatva vikarinasti samamusya sansratihi.
Tasmadahankaramimam swashatram bhukturgale kantakavat pratitam.
You are offering these things, no good. If you have nothing, you get these things offered. You may bhaktya apekshati, he who offers things to me, bhaktat aham, that thing whatever offers, bhakti upahatam, by means of love and devotion, aham asnami, I eat that. Why? Priyata atma, because that is his atma. A tiny thing is only thing he can do. He cannot do, he has no power beside that. So even anybody has nothing to do, has greatest thing, flower, water, fruits, but with devotion and love. I take that. And what that love is? Bhaktya apna. Bhaktya mam abhijanati.
Bhaktyamam abhijanati.
Yavannaschasmita tuta. Yavanyaschasmita tuta. Tatu mam
Tattvato gyatva
Vishati tadanantaram. Vishati tadanantaram. A man, how man knows me? Mam bhaktya abhijanati. He knows me by means of feelings. Feeling. Bhakti means feeling. Developing practice of feeling. The God is not missing, but feelings are missing. No feeling, then what's the use? So bhaktya mam abhijanati. Through feeling, he knows me. Yavan yascha aham asmi. What I am, whatever I am, tattva in reality by means of bhakti feeling he knows me. Tato mam tattvato gyatva, by knowing by feelings. Tat anantaram, after that immediately mam vishate, he enters into me, he becomes me. Feeling Godhood, continuously he changes into Godhood. Bhaktya mam avijanati.
Bhaktya mam abhijanati.
Yavanyascha tuta.
Yavanyascha svidatvata.
Tatu mam tatu gyatva.
Tato mam tattvato gyatva.
Vishati tadanantaram.
Vishate tadanantaram.
Asaditani.
Asaditani.
Means obtained. Pushpani.
Pushpani.
Flowers. Premna.
Premna.
By love. Preshitani.
Preshitani.
Asaditani pushpani.
Asaditani pushpani.
Premna.
Premna.
Preshitani vai.
Preshitani.
Vai only to complete the rhythm, otherwise not necessary. Asaditani pushpani.
Asaditani pushpani.
Premna.
Premna.
Preshitani vai.
Preshitani.
Suchayanti.
Suchayanti.
Hridayodgaram.
Hridayogaram.
Asaditani pushpani.
Asaditani pushpani.
Premna preshitani vai.
Premna preshitani vai.
Suchayanti.
Suchayanti.
Hridayodgaram.
Hridayogaram.
Shraddha bhakti samanitam.
Shraddha bhakti samanvitam.
Means I obtain the flowers which are preshitani sent by love. Indeed, by means indeed. They indicate the blossoming your heart, which is equipped with faith and devotion. Asaditani pushpani
Asaditani pushpani
premna presitani vai
premna preshitani vai
sushayanti
sushayanti
hridayodgaram
hridayodgaram
Shraddha Bhakti Samanvitam.
Shraddha Bhakti Samanvitam.
Okay, take everybody something. Drink.
What is garam?
Udgaram,
Udgaram.
the fermentation of heart. Shraddha Udgar. Hridayodgaram. It is Udgaram. Okay, take everybody something. Oh,
I would like to be there when this reaches.
huh?
I would like to be there when this reaches.
Yeah. What going on, calamity? Katham kolahalam karoshe iti navaram. Kola. Huh? Shanti. Kolahala sarupena navavam. Huh?
I wondered why she was writing an ashram.
Yeah, I told Ashram because I will sign, otherwise I have to write again in tiredness to it.
I thought it was an expensive way to take notes for class.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Such a nervous worthy of the fun stationary.
Mm-hmm.
Would you read the third one, Richie?
Hmm?
Would you read the third one?
Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattva. Bhaktya. Bhakti, bhaktya. By means of love. Ashirvachana Surupena Ashirvachana Surupena Idam Agachati Vandalam. Vandal I have taken from English. Ashirvachana Surupena Idam Agachati Vandalam.
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 Bundle?
Vandal. How you pronounce Vandal?
Bundle.
It is B or V? UV?
B like ball, butter.
AB. It is AB or UV?
AB.
I always
I see. I didn't know what you were asking.
AB, UB.
AB or UV?
Oh, bundle.
Bandala.
What's suture?
Indicate. Indicate.
Oh.
Careful, it's fast. Hot and strange.
ग्रहण परम प्रीत्येत हर्ष इष्यते मंडलम.
Careful, there's a grahan in there.
Huh?
Anuspar looks like over grahan.
Oh. Grahan param prityet, accept it with great love, it will open your chakras.
Open your chakra.
That's right. Harsha ishyate mandalam, it will open your chakras.
Is it fish to make happy? To be happy?
It will make happy mandal, which are chakra mandal.
Word like temple?
Mandalam, mandala,
Mandiram.
And what's the word for temple?
mandiram.
Mandiram. Mandalam. Same as like a mandala?
Mhm.
Wheel?
Mandala, same wheel are the chakras.
Ashir.
Vachana srupena in the form of blessings.
She's up. She still has not said whether she'll come or not.
No, she does not know.
So here pratiti means
Pritya, parama pritya, with great love.
pritya. Okay.
No, he just wants his own personal life.
He keeps using pratita.
Huh? No, it is,
Sorry,
yeah.
he keeps using pratita, and I'm still
Pratita.
trying to get square with that.
Yeah,
means.
this is priti, pritya.
Strange word, I don't know. Priti. Pleasure and happiness. Satisfaction, delight, pleasure. So, love, pleasure, pleasure. Oh, priti is be nice, be sweet.
किम कथयतु मेच्छसि अत्र सर्वे तिष्ठन्ति सर्वानवितुम विघ्नबाधाम करोषि. का इच्छा अस्ति सर्वे मा पठेयु ग्राम गच्छन्तु सर्वे. Listen, feel that something going on, chastisement. Become for the time being quiet. किंतु बोधसि सर्वे अत्र स्थितः विद्यार्थिना ग्राम गच्छेयु. ग्राम गच्छेयु. Should go all home back, not study, planning. अत्र सर्वे भी छात्रा कुत्र गच्छेयु. कुत्र. Well, विनिवृत्ति वृत्तिं विनिवर्ति वृत्तिं सन्त्यक्तरागः परमार्थलाभान् तूष्णीं समा स्वात्मसुखानुभूत्या पूर्णात्मना Brahmani nirvikalpaha tatohamader vinivarte vrattim tatohamader vinivarte vrattim santaktaraga paramarthalabhat tushnim samaswatma sukhanubhutyam purnatmana brahmani nirvikalpaham Don't you think preparing monkeys and bears to attack Lanka? Brithis are monkeys. We all are sitting monkeys and bears, and this is the preparation to attack that demon. Building the bridge over the ocean. What a language. You can feel it, the preparation of these monkeys sitting inside. And the monkey will attack one day. They build the bridge over the ocean. They will do everything. They need the presence of Lord Rama. Tato hamader vinivarte vrattim santaktaraga paramarthalabham tushnim samaswatma sukhanubhutyam purnatmana brahmani nirvikalpaham tatah. After that means getting out of this physical plane, remaining in meditative state. Ahamadi, aham, I and you, me and tuvam. This dualistic universe. Ahamadir vrittim vinivarti, getting rid of this all nonsense which creates never-ending sickness over the body. Mind is the moving mental institute. Other mental institutes are just located. He is the moving mental institute. Nobody exception, except the one who realizes his fall. Tato ahamadir vrittim vinivarti, getting rid of this ego completely and the network of ego. Paramarthalabhat, and experiencing that bliss. It cannot be done unless that bliss is tested by meditation. Paramarthalabhat, experiencing Paramarthalabhat, gaining that supreme bliss. Santakta raga, being free from the bondage of this ego. Because this creates attachment, hankering, thirst